We meet again, Briggs.
Welcome to Watch Mojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the times that Joe Swanson stood out on Family Guy.
This is my wheelchair! There are many like it, but this one is mine!
Number 10. Joe needs a change. It's no secret that Joe Swanson is in a wheelchair. As a result, when Joe needs to use the washroom, it's a little different. No one is judging, of course, but Joe doesn't need to be anywhere near so weird about it.
I don't see you getting away with this one.
When the guy decides to go on a road trip, Joe reveals that one of them has to be in charge of his diaper changes, and he has selected Quagmire.
Oh, I forgot to mention, one of you guys has to be in charge of changing my diaper the whole trip.
Whenever a change is necessary, Joe says he will make direct eye contact and say,
I've got poopies.
Quagmire is understandably weirded out, especially when Joe accompanies the phrase with a delicate face touch. Number 9. Forklift Flasher. Joe wants nothing more than to walk again, and any chance he gets to simulate it is taken enthusiastically. When Peter gets a forklift, opportunity presents itself.
Wow, so that's what the tops of cars look like.
Hoisting Joe up to his actual height, Peter drives on the sidewalk, allowing his buddy to feel normal, and oddly be regarded as such by at least one passerby.
Afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon to you, normal sir.
No one can tell.
However, this doesn't last long, as much to Joe's obliviousness, his pants fall off. His friends let him bask in the moment despite the indecent exposure.
Did we tell him his pants fell off?
No, let's wait a while.
So, are they good friends or not? It's the old friendship/genitalia conundrum. Should you tell a buddy he's flashing everyone if it ruins his contentment? Number 8. Halloween hijinks. Halloween is fun. Every year, Peter and his buddies choose one unfortunate soul amongst themselves to be the target of pranks for the day. Think Halloween heist, but highly inappropriate and severely hazardous to one's health.
Patient 0. You're gonna have to do better than that.
I don't know, Joe. That's it. We're out of known diseases.
It's Quagmire's turn, and the guys take advantage of his rampant promiscuity. However, upon waking, Quags realizes he didn't spend the night with a lovely lady, but with an obvious Joe in a wig.
Wow, that was terrific, Jessica.
It was good for me, too.
Ah!
Joe enthusiastically points out that he didn't feel a thing, but Quagmire sure did.
I didn't feel anything, but you did.
Hilarious or conflictingly disturbing? That's for you to decide. Number 7. Bonnie's labor pains. Through the magic of cartoons, Bonnie Swanson inexplicably spent 6 entire seasons pregnant.
Bonnie, we got a problem.
What's the matter, Joe?
I'll tell you while we're doing the diaper change.
Early into season 7, little Susie Swanson was finally born. Everyone is gathered in the room for the birth of Susie. Oddly and unhygienically enough, Joe shows his usual colors, shouting at the infant to get the hell out of his wife.
Get out of there! Get the hell out of my wife!
That's so Joe. But before the baby can be born, since Joe is, well, Joe, Bonnie must first birth a small wheelchair.
Hold on, the wheelchair is coming first.
We all know this to be medically accurate, of course. It's unfortunately a slightly more painful labor process, but it must be done. Number 6. Freaky Joe Day. When his estranged father, Bud, comes to town, a terrified Joe decides to swap places with Peter. Bud has no idea about his son's accident, and Joe recalls him constantly mocking people with disabilities.
It was all, hey, spaghetti legs, and hey, rigatoni legs, and hey, angel hair legs. He was a sales manager at Ronzoni.
This works with Bud Swanson not realizing his son no longer has a deep voice and overly chiseled jaw. He even unknowingly mocks his actual son, as he believes he is Peter, glasses and all.
Oh, this'll be fun. Let's see how long it takes them to get Gumby over there into the car.
Eventually, in a Clark Kent moment, Joe removes the glasses and his father suddenly recognizes him.
Yes, Dad. It's me.
It's actually kind of a serious situation. Joe does everything he can to avoid being rejected by his father.
You always made fun of handicapped people. The only thing I never understood was why.
I don't know. I guess I could never stand the thought of something like that happening to me. Or even worse, with someone that I care about.
He also learns from this episode that Joe definitely got his looks from his mother. Number 5. Paralysis Blues. We are frequently reminded of Joe Swanson's wheelchair. It's almost reminiscent of They Killed Kenny at this point, albeit less lethal. There are a ton of examples, but let's stick to one episode. In the season 7 episode 3 Kings, the show pays tribute to author Stephen King, retelling 3 of his most popular stories.
Oh my God, Stephen King!
Hey, this would make a neat story.
The first, awesomely re-narrated by Richard Dreyfuss, is Stand By Me. The famous bridge scene sees Joe's legs get crushed by 2 trains. The second, Misery, features Joe as the sheriff whose legs get shot off by Stewie Wilkes, Paul Sheldon's #1 fan.
Mr. Sheldon?
Oh my God, I'm saved!
Thirdly, in Shawshank Redemption, Joe gets his comeuppance from the warden after repeatedly intimidating Peter.
2 things never happened again after that. Boggs never walked again, and Andy's farts never made a sound again.
Number 4. Joe's hopes are dashed. Joe gets a lot of negativity and could definitely use the occasional compliment. There's an episode where Stewie is holding the Griffins hostage. It's a long story. When Joe knocks at the door out of concern, Brian answers with a weapon-wielding Stewie hiding out of sight. The baby instructs the dog to tell Joe everything is fine, and also to both mock and compliment him.
Everything's fine.
Oh, okay, good.
Make fun of his wheelchair.
What?
What?
Do it. Say, ha 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 ha, you're in a wheelchair.
Ha 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 ha, you're in a wheelchair.
Brian tells Joe he's handsome, then quickly goes back on his word, leaving Joe dejected, saying he needed that boost.
Ha 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 ha, just kidding about the handsome thing.
Ah, well, that's disappointing. I needed that boost today.
Joe does agree with the comment regarding his mother's rear end, however.
That's not very nice, Brian.
Neither is your mother's ass.
Neither is your mother's ass.
Well, I'll give you that one.
Number 3. The Briggs Problem. Joe wasn't always in a wheelchair, though he definitely acts that way. While working undercover in the late 1990s, Joe was critically injured by the drug kingpin he was attempting to bring down, Bobby Briggs.
You kill a cop, they'll put you away forever.
Then get ready to spend the rest of your life as a lame gimp with an annoying voiced wife.
He'd met Bonnie.
He had previously told his friends he was paralyzed after a fight with the Grinch on top of an orphanage at Christmas time, which was shockingly a lie.
You think you have won, you think all is well, but kiss my green ass, I shall see you in hell.
When Briggs escapes custody, Peter and the gang help Joe find the criminal and get his long-awaited revenge. Though he only intends to do the whole eye for an eye thing, Joe accidentally ends Briggs' life.
But I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not an animal like you.
So what are you gonna do, arrest me?
No, I don't arrest cripples.
But it's okay. They can just shove his body across the border.
Crap, he's dead. I think he bled out. I must have hit the femoral artery.
Just kick him into Mexico.
Number 2. Joe's got legs. Joe's affliction is unfortunate, but a season 6 episode proved that he is completely insufferable when he has functional legs. After an experimental surgery provides Joe with healthy limbs, he drives his friends completely insane with his arrogance and activity roster.
Oh, this is great! I feel so alive! Come on, ladies, kick your high heels off and get moving! You guys are a disgrace!
The highlight of this roster is definitely the recreation of the Good Morning scene from the classic Singing in the Rain.
Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you.
Peter and the guys realize the only way to get things back to normal is to restore the status quo. But the plan doesn't quite go so well. In the end, Bonnie takes the matter into her own hands, albeit with a few misfires.
My perfect ass!
Oh, I'm sorry, Joe. I was aiming for your spine.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. 4 Friends in Niagara Falls. let's get a little more serious for this number 1 spot. Despite everything, Joe has feelings too. In a season 13 episode, Joe watches as Peter rescues a child from a billboard display. This causes Mr. Swanson to contemplate his life, coming to the conclusion that he hasn't nor will he ever achieve anything.
Joe, what are you doing? You can't quit your job.
Well, that's the other thing, Bonnie. You and I are done too.
What?
Eventually, the guys take a trip to Niagara Falls under the guise of Joe wanting to experience the wondrous sights. He has other plans, however, and attempts to throw himself into the falls.
Didn't I tell you guys it's the most magnificent place in the world and the greatest place to end it all?
The guys stop him more than once. Eventually, shenanigans ensue and Joe rescues Peter, Cleveland, and Quagmire from watery demises.
Joe, that was amazing. You saved us.
Despite his occasional missteps, sorry, bad pun, Joe is a good friend to have. What's your favorite Swanson moment? Let us know in the comments.
Not your average Joe. And also he can walk.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.